Amidst a crimson rain of blood, King Gazel and his Pegasus Knights bypassed Velgryn's devastating gravity collapse. While Tensura's demons battled the true dragon below, Gazel masked his rising dread, leading a desperate charge to halt Kigali's ritual. I can hardly believe it, but that is Velgrynd. You must think that her producing a separate body on the same level as her main one is the stuff of nightmares, don't you? But fear not. Know that we, too, have powerful reinforcements that defy all common sense. Faced with an entity far beyond a saint's reach, King Gazel fought back his paralyzing fear. Encouraged by Rimura's reinforcements, he watched as the three demonesses took the stage. Despite the enemy's hundredfold advantage, they charged forward, refusing to let hope die. Ha ha ha. Faced with their exploits, a king like myself can hardly afford to whine about my lot. Such was the vow he made to himself. And that resolve was now spreading to his advisors and the knights under their command. By the time they reached their destination, fear no longer registered with any of them. Beyond the Crimson Pillar, King Gazel faced the Empire's elite. Lieutenant Kondo and the Imperial Guardians shielded Kigali as she conducted a blood-soaked ritual. The true dragon Velgrynd stood watch, her full power focused on the spell, as the final confrontation loomed over the blood-stained meadow. So they began their descent, slow and relaxed. Kondo greeted them on the ground. I am honored to meet you, King Gazel, he said nonchalantly. The legends of your heroism precede you. Gazel snorted and raised his sword. And you are? Lieutenant Kondo, Director of the Imperial Intelligence Bureau. Ah, the figure stalking the halls of information, as they say. Interesting. I will handle you myself. On guard. A glance was all it took for Gazel to recognize Kondo's skill. He attempted to read thought against him the moment he sized him up, and it didn't work, a clear sign they were at least equals in skill. Whoa, allow me to. Enough, Vaughn. You handle the others so they don't get in our way. And all of you as well. I'm the only one here who can take this man. Gazel was addressing all his advisors now, the team about to wage this final battle together. Jane was the first to nod her approval. Yes, that man is clearly more than we can handle. Let us clear away the other obstacles, at least, so King Gazel may fight in peace. Dolph nodded. Very well. Everyone, listen to me. We may outnumber them, but never underestimate their powers. Form groups of 5 and roll out for aerial combat. Dolph surveyed the battlefield, realizing his Pegasus Knights were outclassed by enemies reaching the level of archdemons. Knowing a direct clash was suicide, he issued a tactical order. Abandon the kill and focus on distraction. By utilizing their aerial mobility, the knights aimed to buy precious time, ensuring King Gazel could focus entirely on his own fight. I must believe in His Majesty's victory and do my part to achieve it. Besides, we will have more troops soon. That was Dolph's belief, and it was quickly affirmed by an energetic voice. Gwahahaha. It seems we are slightly late. This big oaf was heavier than I expected, so lugging it around took a mighty effort. But now that we are here, everything is fine. So sit back and let your concerns fly away as you enjoy this battle. It was Gabil. Were you? Nice one, Sir Gabil. Looking good. Indeed. You're more manly than ever now. And we'll follow you wherever you go, so you better be ready for us. Team Hiryu strained against the chains, hulling the massive Demon Colossus through the sky. A terrifying menace in close combat, the machine's sheer weight made long-distance transport a grueling, slow ordeal. This will need to be addressed, but now that you've brought it this far, I'll do the very best I can. Ghidorah was bursting with enthusiasm. He eagerly climbed into the Demon Colossus, itching to score some on-the-field kills with it. As he did, he turned his eyes toward Kondo, only to immediately avert them. King Gazel was engaging him, and he didn't think it was his place to interfere. He turned to look at Velgrynd. So the Marshal was Velgrynd the Flame Dragon all along. But in that case, it's hard to tell what Damrata's aim is. Did he truly swear his allegiance to His Majesty the Emperor? Why did he need to order Bernie's troop to protect Masayuki? It makes no sense, but now is no time to stew over it. If Velgrynd makes any moves, this operation is over. I'll have to keep an eye on her to make sure that doesn't happen. With that in mind, Ghidorah directed the Demon Colossus toward Velgrynd as she gracefully stood there. Seeing him go, Gabil flew up next to Dolph. It appears Sir Ghidorah has signed up to engage with Lady Velgrynd. We will mop up anyone in the way, as discussed. He. How reassuring to hear, Sir Gabil. Ready for a joint operation, then? Indeed. We will go up front and engage the enemy. I leave the backup to you. You may. Gabil deployed Team Hiryu as the vanguard. Armed with full potions and natural resilience, the Dragonutes became unbreakable shields, surviving any blow short of instant death. Right, Sir Dolph, you take command. Wait, what? Dolph exclaimed. This wasn't mentioned at the meeting. Gwahahaha. I am Gabil the Dracolord. Prepare to die. But Gabil paid the confused Dolph no further mind, as he made his charge toward his target, one of the men they thought was associated with Kondo. Gabil's ground forces arrived with blinding speed. Despite being the last to reach the battlefield, they perfectly flanked the enemy just as the fighting began. The Sir Gabil is challenging that man solo. He must be extraordinarily powerful, I imagine. The man next to her refuted the idea. You think? He looks like a wimpy guy in glasses to me. The type good at clerical work. This was Phobio, the Black Leopard Fang and member of the three lycanthropeers. He never did return home once all was said and done, and now he found himself following Gobwe into battle. Gabil was secretly happy about that, but she also had Team Kurenite to run, a post granted by Benimaru, and thus she had a duty to maintain military dignity. Sir Phobio, your abilities are beyond reproach, but I think you need to learn how to better evaluate your enemy. Wow, Gobwe, so harsh. Just Phobio is fine. I'm no stranger to you. We are on a wartime mission. It is important to maintain operational formality. This talk looked like nothing more than friendly flirting to the people serving them. They were stuck in a tense battlefield, but for some reason, there was an odd warmth in the air. So what are we doing now? Phobio asked, suddenly serious. We will stay here and wait for the right moment, Gobwe replied, herself switching gears. Achieving our tactical objective here is no longer possible. The operation is already a failure. Depending on Lady Velgryn's moves, all of us could be wiped out. If our focus was survival, then fleeing is our only viable option, but we haven't been granted that choice. For now, we must reduce the number of obstacles in our way, and lighten Sir Remuer's burden as much as possible. The strategy to corner Velgrynd and reach Emperor Lidora shattered when the true dragon unleashed her parallel existences. Despite losing contact with Remuer, Gabil and the demons refused to retreat. They committed to a desperate stand, vowing to stall Velgrynd's clones and Hulkagully's ritual, before the battlefield descended into total chaos. You trying to get yourself killed? No. His Majesty Sir Remuer would never allow us to die. That's why I refuse to accept any casualties today. The team here members all nodded at this fairly absurd order. But if Velgrynd goes on the move, you've got nothing to stop her, yeah. If it comes to it, we will run and leave it in Lord Ghidorah's hands. Gobwe gave Phobio a wink. It had enough destructive force to stop him in his tracks. Well, alright. I'll just turn off my brain and stir up a little dust, then. I see someone I want to settle a score with, too, so I better go say hello. Having grown from the clown's past manipulation, Phobio harbored no bitterness. Instead, the noble beastman looked upon his puppeted nemesis with a heart full of empathetic pity. Don't do anything rash. I can't promise that I won't, but I swear I'll make an effort not to die. With those words, Phobio joined the fight. The battlefield ignited as King Gazel faced Kondo, and Velgrynd targeted Ghidorah's Colossus. With Tempest's elites engaging the Imperial officers, the ultimate clash for the world's fate finally began. Meanwhile on the battlefield, Gazel's mind was as quiet as a passing breeze. He was facing Kondo now not as a king, but as a warrior and accomplished swordfighter. Kondo, following Gazel's instructions, drew his military sword. He was just as quiet, letting out an admiring exhale at Gazel's stance. Ho. Very impressive. They don't call you master of the sword for nothing. This was more than mere flattery. He was being sincere with him. But Gazel just snickered back. Nonsense. Coming from you, it sounds like nothing but sarcasm. Gazel Dwargo faced Isaya Kondo, stunned to find his opponent mirroring his own deadly stance. It was the Iboro style, the secret Crestwater arts passed down from Hakuro's grandfather. As their blades clashed, the realization was chilling. This Imperial officer had mastered the same sacred lineage as Gazel. In this silent duel, Kondo proved he was a true master of the very style Gazel called his own. So Gazel decided to ask the question. But as he did, Kondo spoke up as well. Why do you know the Iboro style stance like that? I had my suspicions after hearing about you, but your technique is similar to my own Crestwater. Who did you learn it from? They glared at each other. Gazel was the first to respond. Iboro. Are you saying that Iboro is different from Crestwater? Kondo pondered the question for a moment, his expression the same as always. The information I had indicated that in the Dwarven Kingdom, they preferred an orthodox approach to swordsmanship, a blade in one hand and a shield in the other. Does that connect to this? He didn't have much information to work with, but Kondo was still close to the right answer. But his silence was making Gazel impatient. Are you not going to answer me? Don't hurry me, please. Your Crestwater style is likely in the same lineage as what I have learned. That's why I wanted to ask you back. There's no way this nearly identical sword school just happened to develop on its own in this world, too, is there? Likely not, Gazel muttered as he recalled the stories he heard of Hakuro's grandfather during training. Sir Hakuro, my master, told me that Crestwater was taught to him by his grandfather. He was a visitor from another world, apparently. And I imagine that explains this. Byakuya Raki's brother brought the Iboro style to Japan, where Isaya Kondo mastered its fusion of swordplay and mystical arts. This demon hunting style perfectly preserved the lethal essence of Araki's original teachings. Ha ha ha. Funny to see we belong to the same school. Kondo looked genuinely amused, a rare thing to see from him. He usually never revealed his emotions, so his chuckling seemed all the more ominous. Your Majesty, I have a proposal for you. What is that? As a fellow Bora user, I offer you my friendship. I see that you are more than strong enough to join our side, my lord. If you disarm yourself and swear your allegiance to the Emperor, I promise to cease all acts of aggression against your country at once. And you think I would accept that offer? I do, because if you give it rational thought, you'll see it is the best way to minimize the damage. Recognizing the true dragon Velgrynd as an insurmountable threat, King Gazel abandoned his wishful reliance on Rimur. To save his people, the Dwarven King steeled himself to accept the offer. If I consider my own people. But before he could finish that thought, Gazel smiled, shaking off his hesitation. Ridiculous. If you think you've already won, then you have no idea how dangerous letting your guard down is. Such a conceited way of thinking. I'll teach you a lesson about that. Reaching the heights of an awakened demon lord, King Gazel unleashed his full saint-level force. Yet, Lieutenant Kondo stood unmoved, facing the king's ultimate strike with chilling indifference. Oh brother. Not as wise as they said you were, are you? Then so be it. Allow me to give you a final lesson before your fame crashes to the ground. The words signaled the beginning of a battle between two saints. Several minutes passed. Kondo had the upper hand. In a high-stakes duel between fellow disciples, King Gazel faced his side Kondo. While Gazel unleashed powerful vertical slashes, Kondo countered with superior speed and horizontal cleaves. Despite their shared training, Gazel's reaction soon faltered as Kondo's deeper mastery of the blade began to overwhelm the King of Dwarves. Just as I thought. Cresswater features some techniques that are unknown outside of its own school. Even I, as close as I am to the original lineage, do not know all of them. Hakuro was his name, you said. I had my doubts over just how well a mere monster could ever understand the true nature of the blade. Kondo was being honest. But he didn't intend to mock Hakuro at all. The way of the sword was a profound one indeed, passed down from generation to generation uninterrupted. Kondo was proud of his own school, and that's why he said what he did. But the comment touched a nerve with Gazel. You dare insult my master. He glared at Kondo, his expression even fiercer than before. And then another person joined them. Ho ho ho. If that, King Gazel, is enough to disturb you on the battlefield, I see you still need quite a bit more training. Go cool your head over there while I take over for a little while. Hakuro, part of the rear guard as Gobwa's advisor, arrived on the scene.